Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament 2024. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me today on commentary is Blue Link, or Blue Link P3 by the name. How you doing?
Pretty good. Also slightly distracted, just finishing the cropping stuff.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a hectic start to this race on the commentary end, but you know what? We're gonna have a good time doing some visuals here in some commentary on this cross hunt seed. Cross hunt is always a fun time. Look, I love me some entrance modes. That's all I gotta say. And wow! Okay. JamesFnX has found in Palace of Darkness, which I believe is somewhere in Kakariko Village, the hookshot in the first available chest. Seems like a plan. Now, James here, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't know if, like, Mimic Clip is on the table right now. I mean, apparently that is the case. Maybe. But, oh, no, just going for the bombs. That's what I was figuring was going on, was the bombs in the front of Pod, because there are a non-trivial number of bombs in the front of Palace of Darkness. So if you're running through this and you see a bunch, and you need some bombs, that's a pretty good place to stop off. Anyway, yeah, we got this cross-hunt match between JamesFnX and Swagalicous. This is the second game that these two runners have played against each other, and this one was James's choice, so.
All right, so it looks like I missed a hook shot and a fire rod. That's a nice start.
Oh, I missed the fire rod even, but the hook shot was in the Palace of Darkness, the very first chest. Yeah, the
well, that's awfully convenient.
Yeah. Got the Ice Palace key, a map to Ice Palace, a big heart, and a red potion. I mean, that's a pretty decent. Like, it's not like earth-shattering items, but there's a lot of convenience there. So, give it a hype cave of about, 4 out of 10. Pretty sure every hype cave is about a 4 out of 10 at this point. Alright, James going for the well drop down now. And that is the back of escape. Hey, there's an ice rod in the back of escape, so we are sitting on double rods now.
Cool, we won't have to go hunting for that.
Mm-hmm. Does mean that there's a real potential that Trinex is on the table in a dang hurry. I mean, we will need to find a few more things before that becomes logical. But, such as the Cane of Samaria, some form of normal damage dealing. Speaking of Turtle Rock, found the map there in the tavern. Alright, so James heading to more entrances here. We got the North Shore entrance. That is Super Bunny Cave, which is a very interesting entrance. I do agree with the decision to go ahead and check the other entrance here real quick. That's a lamp on the Lake Hylia Island. We can't quite get to just yet. Alright, so now JamesFnX is headed for the Super Bunny Cave play here. And we find a mirror!
That's always nice to find before having to run around the Dark World.
Oh yeah. And then of course we found the lamp on the island as well, so now we need some flippers for that thing. Well, assuming we can find our way to the Dark World somehow. But Spectacle Rock Cave looks like it just headed for the front of Desert entrance. Speaking of Desert, Swagalicous has found the back of Desert at the Fortune Teller's house.
Now, I'm sure everyone has different thoughts about stealing the Desert Key, but in Cross Hunt, where you might not even need to finish the dungeon, I prefer just grabbing it so you have the option of sequence breaking right side Desert. But not everyone seems to agree, at least. Oh, looks like James is actually going back for it.
Aha! So stolen key is on the table here. Though, to be honest, I like to avoid using it if I can.
Oh, of course. I've seen that burn runners more than once.
Oh, there's our obscure red shield shop. Strangely enough, also the only place you can buy arrows in the game.
I never actually thought about that.
Yep. It's the way that I determined that the single arrow from this game, as opposed to the green rupee from Ocarina of Time, the single arrow is actually 3 times as valuable as the single green rupee.
Fascinating.
Anyway. Alright, well, let's go see what Aga 1 is blocking. Just a piece of heart.
Okay, that's some peace of mind for James, at least.
No, it's a piece of heart. I'm kidding. Sorry,
I
bad
appreciate
jokes.
it.
Moving on.
Oh no, you absolutely do not need to apologize for wordplay.
Fair enough. Alright, so that was certainly a spot you want to get to in the sanctuary there. It was in fact the well. Means we are going to need a glove to get in there today. And there's our easy Ganon access. Right there over in the useless fairy drop down.
That is a refreshing change from the last couple of seeds I've seen.
Oh, I believe it. Definitely did a cross hunt commentary the other day where it was vanilla, which is always fun. So Swagalicous over here at the potion shop, right? Found the back of Bumper Cave, which you can actually go through with the hook shot.
Yeah, he definitely thought about it.
Yeah, he actually stood for a reasonable amount of time and thought about, am I going through this connector right now? Because I imagine his initial intention up there was to go and drop down and maybe do some Houlihan action or something like that. Or maybe just come over here to Eastern. But who knows? Right, James finding another nice place to get bombs there at the library. We've got Agina's Cave over here at what is listed in the spoiler log as Lake Hylia Ferry. And I always call it the cave outside of Eastern, or in the deepest cut of all time. You know where Pod was that one time? That's what I call it in my head.
Well, I certainly don't know what that one time was, but seems like a fine place to put Pod.
I guess, you know what, Sacrijits, I think you are correct. It would technically count as buying arrows to buy an upgrade ferry. But like just straight up buying them from a shop. That's true.
Alright, James going straight to use that key.
And doesn't look like there's anything there, and I think James is just going to scum the heck out of that key right there. Yeah, I hope we're not making you too tired over here, Blue Link. You've already done one of these today.
This is my third race today. If other people had signed up, I would have happily let them do it.
You're going to burn yourself out. Ask me how I know. Anyway. Alright, we are down to a few more checks. Swagalicous has found a dark room here. I think it's the Death Mountain Descent Cave from the exit.
That was not enough information for me to tell, so I'll take your word for it.
Just based on where he was and what he was poking with the hookshot, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. Apparently Swagalicous just now got enough money to buy the bottle vendor's item, which I think James probably had the same problem. Luckily,
yeah, there hasn't been a lot of money around so far.
Right, so we know where the exit spiral cave is, and here we go. All right. So James and Swagalicous currently both rehashing some of the checks they've both done recently. Swagalicous has made their way into desert as well, and we do not know what else is in here, because James came in and went to the right-hand side. All right, one full heart in the first chest, which I'm not going to say no to.
Oh, absolutely. Not at this time.
And another full heart. It's like somebody decided we're just going to make Desert Palace the hospital today.
But the sand would get everywhere. That can't be sanitary.
No, you definitely would not be able to maintain a very good sterile field. Unfortunately.
Well, Swagalicous has found a connector to Dark Sanctuary and is going to go for a little bit of a walk here.
Yep, it's bunny shenanigans time. Boy, do I love me some bunny shenanigans. Oh, hello. Thieves Town, front of it. Honestly, if I'm Swagalicous, I'm taking a death and I'm doing the first 4.
Yeah, it's not a big time investment, and you can find something useful.
And you're probably going to do the first 4 anyway when you came here later, so... yeah. Now, of course, if you do find anything in here that's strictly relevant, it could sort of narrow down some of the places you might find the Moon Pearl. Anything in here cannot be locked behind the Moon Pearl, logically. Yeah, I guess they did technically have the same sprite for a minute there. Alright, now we'll see what James decides to do with Bumper Cave. He's also going to immediately peace out. Wait, he's thinking about it. Nope, he's changing his mind. We are going back in. And
I appreciate the number of double takes we've seen so far.
Oh, yeah. I love it just because it shows that even after, I'm sure, at least I know James has been running this game forever. Swagalicious, I believe, is a little bit newer. But at the same time, they've both been playing this for a while, and still they can get surprised by what this game throws at them.
Well, Swagalicous finding another dungeon.
Yep.
James,
it's unfortunately not completable at the moment.
So that mirror does get James the extra check that there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And bunnies are not permitted to play digging game.
Yep, sad day. Bunnies are permitted to play chess game, they just can't get anything from it.
So that was the 3rd shield for Swagalicous.
The 3rd one? Jesus. A lot of shield.
Another Ice Palestrine Pendant Seed. Lovely.
Yay. But, speaking of yay, James has in fact located our first sword here in Sahasrala's closet. That is over at Cave 45, or Grove Ledge, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Yeah, Saha actually being helpful for once.
Well, that was vanilla chess game. Yeah, because as the bunny, you can talk to the chess game guy and start the game, you just can't open the chess.
Huh, you don't even get your money back, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you could Super Bunny it, because I think talking to the NPC and losing the money cancels Super Bunny. So.
Fascinating. Swagalicous not having that mirror, unfortunately going to miss out on that sword.
Now, there are a few entrances that contain items that you can actually pick up as a bunny. There are a few of them. Things like Sick Kid is in Logic if you have the bottle. Hammer pegs. A Spectacle Rock Cave. You can, if you get the business entrance. Things like that.
And Checkerboard Cave, you can push the blocks as a bunny.
That is true. Checkerboard
Speaking
Cave
of Spec Rock Cave.
Oh, hey. Business entrance to Spectacle Rock Cave. What did I just say? What do we have? It's a key. So we'll probably pick it up. So I feel like the desert small. Okay. Well, at least James doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so I feel like I've heard this soundtrack somewhere before, but I can't place it.
I think it's Hollow Knight, but I actually have no idea. And we didn't get a chance to ask the runners beforehand what their MSUs were today.
Well, I stand corrected. Apparently, you can Super Bunny the chess game.
Oh, cool.
Speaking of Checkerboard Cave, there it is, but it's in the light world, so you don't have to worry about that. Swagalicous going over to the Agina's Cave entrance, while James is going up to the Dark Lumberjack. There's several very obscure entrances up here in the North Dark world that you would never, ever, ever go except for entrance mode. Especially the Red Shield shop down there.
James sneaking past the
Ropa.
cabbage. I forget what it's called.
I believe it's called Ropa or Roper.
Ah. Not to be confused
Ropa.
with snakes, which are ropes.
Correct. Yeah, there's ropes and Ropa.
Well, here's the old man cave, which is not a great start spot, being very close to Link's house.
Yeah, you really, really do want some extra, some better start spots than that, unfortunately. I imagine our runners are going to be wanting to pick up a flute sometime soon, just because of all of that running around. Alright, Swagalicous finally picking up the mirror here in Super Bunny Cave. He's also going to get trapped at the entrance of Desert. Alrighty, James doing a little more of Skull Woods here. We've got a key to Mire, which the first one is always welcome, and the rest you really don't care about.
Oops.
Uh-oh,
He has
James
long
got
fingers.
drafted. Yeah. Like, look, don't you can't normalize that kind of non-consensual grabbing. Sorry, that was not appropriate. I'm sorry. But yeah, don't grab people. Especially if you're a hand. I'm trying to get through this dungeon.
Okay, well, James found his way to the back, but is not able to open the back because he's a bunny.
Got over in Ice Rod Cave, we have the Mire Shed. And there's the first sword for Swagalicous. So now we know
That's
where two of
fortunate.
them are. Hello! Ganon's Tower over at the Ice Rod accessory entrance. And speaking of Ice Rod, James getting that B.
I'm sorry, Samaria right there?
Game? Game, are you okay?
And we have the fire rod.
Yeah, like right side GT is just available. Well, I mean, we'd need a lot more keys to put it logically available, but you get the point. Swag is skipping out on tile room for now. I imagine you go back for it though. Because unlike these other checks, tile room is actually in logic.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Swagalicous taking the death. Unfortunate. James picks up the second sword, and in we go.
Ooh. Footwear required to get the other footwear.
Feet locked feet. Never heard that one before. Alright. But what if I have toes that are shaped like keys? Can I lock things with my feet that way? Anyway. Well, we were short on money for a while. There's a bunch there in tile room.
Oh no, Swagalicous down to 1 heart.
Ah!
That just feels bad. Alright, here we go for another attempt.
Meanwhile, James also over here in the right side of GT. Accidentally used the hook shot when they meant to use the fire rod and then switch back to the hook shot. Oof! James also taking a death on the right-hand side. This GT not being kind. Because Gibdos are jerks, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, they certainly look like it. It's worth noting, both runners have a red potion.
I imagine they want to try to save it, but, I mean, desperate times, right? Well, there's a big key for Meyer, and a powder.
Okay, powder's very welcome.
And a turtle rock key. So, nice there. Swagalicous is probably going to get this small key at the very least. Yeah, I'm going to peace out for now. You could theoretically go beat Ice Armos, but how about we don't and say we didn't? With the fighter sword.
Absolutely miserable fight.
It's actually slightly better with the fighter sword than with the master sword, to be honest.
Yeah, one of those quirks of the damage tables.
And James also finally heading over to getting into the compass room here for that big key and powder. I think Magic Bat is at the pyramid, though.
Well, that's not too bad.
Oh yeah, powdering for sword beams if you can... So you can employ that on Ice Armos, assuming you can keep all your health, you know?
Well, JamesFnX is actually continuing on here.
Yep, we'll see how well that goes. Shoutouts to Bootless Teleporter Room. That nobody likes. To be fair, nobody really likes bootless anything.
Yeah, boots just make everybody happy.
These boots were made for speedrunning.
Quite literally. James is down to 1 heart and can't bomb jump now.
Rip. That is unfortunate. Yeah, you could have lit the torch and just walked it.
Yeah, but that's the civilized way. We're speedrunners. Well, they are, I'm not.
Alright, James is now going for the fake flipper up to the potion shop area. Which, yeah, it looks like we're gonna hooligan or something here. Nah, we're just checking that. Ah, I see. I think he got the powder and he hadn't checked that drop down to see if it was Magic Bat.
That makes sense. So, Swagalicous here that goes cave.
I have a very important question. Was that your
Yes.
ringtone?
Was what?
I heard something say, "Excuse me, princess."
Well, it certainly wasn't me.
Well, okay then. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Maybe it was part of the game, for all I know.
Because I certainly didn't hear anything.
And I was like, if so, that is an excellent ringtone. Okay, Swagalicious finding the left side of Turtle Rock, and James has found a big key in what is Cave 45. That's the exit to Super Bunny Cave entrance. And James is going for the Super Bunny glitch here. In order to do so, you need to mirror on the frame you enter. And the best way I know to do it is to actually, like, hold sword stuff out and face left so you don't actually go in and, like, do diagonals. And then you let go, and then you do up and mirror at the same time.
Good info to have. So James gave up on that. Maybe he'll try again on the way out. But he's finally got a 5th and 6th heart.
Yeah, blind setup here in the exit of Paradox Cave, or the top exit of Paradox Cave entrance, right in the mirror spot from where he was, so pretty good. Nothing like game-shattering or that important, but still found the item. James going for the middle drop down, and that's Ice Palace. Ooh, I don't like it, but I don't love going in there right now, but it feels like the sort of thing the game might want you to do. You know, because we have at least one Ice Palace small key, we have the Ice Palace big key, we have a fire rod. Unfortunately,
and we even have Samaria to Icebreaker.
Samaria to Icebreaker. But you certainly can't beat Ice Palace without both a glove and a hammer.
Yeah, that glove requirement is very easy to forget.
Oh, yeah. I often also forget the hammer requirement, so... You know where it's easy to forget the glove requirement? It's in Spike Cave.
Oh, yes! You go to all the trouble of getting there and then... Oh, no. Okay, there's another dungeon.
Yep, Swamp Palace found at what is normally the business entrance of Spectacle Rock Cave. James finds that fairy connector there. Fairy Ascension Cave, as it's sometimes called. Alright, we can check these Dark World entrances here. Swagalicous might go for a Super Bunny glitch here. It appears that it has been acquired. Wow! Boots in. It's the brewery, which was at the Spike Cave entrance. We can say that nothing the boots lock is going to lock the Moon Pearl, but still, you got the boots going on.
Yep, you're never going to complain about that. And oh, here's Laser Bridge.
Well, there we go. I've been kind of anticipating this for a hot minute at this point. Yeah, no flipper checks lock the pearl, which means no lamp checks lock the pearl. Because we know where the lamp is, it's on the Lake Hylia Island. With that being said, the lamp was behind the Moon Pearl anyway. Sorry, I'm an idiot. How do I brain?
Swagalicous is having a little fun time with this beetle.
For some value of the word fun. That's true. Luckily, this first chest, if you want to, you can just fall in the hole and then quickly walk to it. And you'll have enough iframes to do it. Alright, Big Key of Skull Woods acquired for Swagalicous.
Okay, it's worth having.
Alright, James is now on the left side of Death Mountain, so that those boots might be in his near future as well. We'll see.
He did have a little trouble with that first Super Bunny glitch, so hopefully he can get it this time. Otherwise, that's going to be a big disadvantage for him.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing Swagalicous could have done there in Laser Bridge is actually go to the Crystal Roller Room with that cane. And actually, you know the dark room with the cane?
Yeah, you just hold up.
It's literally free from the back. Exactly.
You know, I was skeptical when I was told that for the first time. Because there's a fork where you go left or right, and it just sends you the right direction.
It sure
it's
does.
Like magic.
Exactly. So unfortunately, James did take a death up there on Death Mountain, so not going to be able to check any more of that stuff. I mean, I guess it's living up to its name. That was too easy.
Alright, where does Fairy Ascension Cave take us?
Dark 5, as I call it, because it's right next to Flute Spot 5. So still in the Moon Pearl situation. Though this does get us access to the pyramid, so we could just have a classic Moon Pearl on pyramid situation.
JamesFnX is back into desert. Taking this connector.
So
Probably.
Swagalicous located Spiral Cave at what I refer to as Dark Saha. We do know that the exit is at Light Saha, which is hilarious.
Huh.
Yeah. That being said, Swagalicous is piecing out on that for now. And we've got Paradox Cave for Swagalicous over at the Dark Eastern Cave.
Oh, did James not already know about that desert exit?
I don't believe so. Alright, let's see what's on the pyramid. Flute!
Ooh!
Wow! That is a pickup right there. Every day of the week.
I was gonna say nice and early boots and flute, but we're 40 minutes in.
Yeah. This is flown by. I don't know why. Like, it feels early to me, too. Nice synced mirror. I thought we had swapped audio for a second there.
Oh, there's that Hyrule Castle entrance on top of the castle. Wait, that's just flipped. It was the other one.
Well, okay then. It's unfortunate that Swagalicous hasn't found the second sword yet. Can't open the Aga 2 or Aga 1 door. I mean, I think Shock Block is still a thing if you really wanted to do that. But how about we don't? Say we didn't.
So the west Hyrule Castle exit just goes to Ganon's tower. And the middle one to Laser Bridge, okay.
Mm-hmm. And sort of in a roundabout way to Ice Palace.
And Swagalicous is gonna go ahead.
We're gonna dip ice.
Well, it's solid. Hard to dip.
True. What about dipping ice cream? Can we do that?
Ooh, yes.
I mean, I do like to call the boss room the Cold Stare Creamery, so...
I've never heard anyone else call it that before. Those puffs really do look kind of edible.
Yeah, really. Alright, 300 more rupees there in the front of ice, so not unwelcome, but not super welcome. Alright, let's see what's in the Aga Tower entrance.
Oh, never mind.
Just a dud. So he is picking up a potion right now. Perhaps he is considering potion glitching in pod or something like that. Or maybe just wants extra health. Swagalicous going for the icebreaker here. Having a little trouble getting the single pixel movement there.
Nice
There you
done.
go.
We do have the Hyrule Castle small, so what James is doing is going to be in logic.
Very nice. We've got the minor map. Of course, Swagalicous does not have the hammer, so can't get that chest in the H-shaped room in ice, but can proceed on, especially the fact that they had a small key coming in. Found a shovel on the right-hand side.
Yeah, just what we wanted to find.
Good old delayed knowledge. And the freeze ores go down, and hey, free heart.
Oh, Swagalicous
Swag
doesn't
wasn't.
have the big key.
Yeah, Swagalicious didn't pick up the big key to ice.
Where was that again?
I am having a brain fart. I don't exactly recall. I remember it being fairly early, so. On East Death Mountain somewhere, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it was in Blindside.
Oh yeah.
Is that right? Maybe.
There was a key in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was Blindside. Alright, Swagalicious activating the flute here. So gonna get a pretty good advantage in movement. I mean, Swagalicious has massive advantage in movement right now. Swagalicious has both flute and boots, which is sick.
That more than makes up for the temporary sword disadvantage.
I imagine so. Swagalicious doing bonk rocks here. I mean, that would have been nice to have earlier. That's our good old, oh, no, Magic Bat is, Uncle drop down. I was mistaken.
Is that actually our first pod small?
Apparently. What kind of strange world are we living in? Maybe the rest of them are just all in pod.
That
seems like the sort of thing I would do if I was running the game. Oh!
Whoa.
Wow!
Wow.
The shovel leading to the Moon Pearl. Shovel was in Ice Palace in the U-shaped room, which is technically, in logic, I think, was the hook shot.
Yes.
That is gross. James is gonna be well, James is kind of in the vicinity of Ice Palace. Maybe he goes there. Doesn't look like it. Hey, there's Spike Cave.
Oh, he's no, he's walking out.
Alright, Swagalicious is gonna go check the Turtle Rock medallion, see that it is in fact vanilla today.
Okay, there's that nice big key. And chances are we're gonna be taking another trip into ice to finish the dungeon, so that's nice to have.
Oh yeah. Hey, tempered sword in the big key chest of Turtle Rock. That's just what you want to see.
And those swords are just about the only thing James has going in his favor right now, the way things are unfolding.
True. My favorite thing about Turtle Rock logic and entrance here is that this room, the Chain Chomp room, is 100% in logic if you can access the west entrance. If you can access the left entrance, you can walk all the way there and not have to use a key or anything. Swagalicous finds a map in Graveyard Ledge, which was at the south side, or the bottom of Dark Death Mountain. Swagalicous did manage to get that big key that JamesFnX was not able to get earlier. It was the big key to Eastern Palace.
Yep, that one is locking a Triforce piece.
Mm-hmm. We got Triforce pieces all over the place. Every single one of them. Every single one of our dungeons holds one. So you don't have to worry about, should I clear this dungeon or not? The answer is yes. If you can clear the dungeon, you should probably do it. Unless there are other dungeons you can clear faster and better. That is kind of the name of the game when it comes to cross hunt.
You know what bothers me about there being 12 Triforce pieces?
What's
Is
that?
I don't think you can arrange those 12 pieces into a triangle.
Ooh,
Well, not an equilateral triangle, at least.
true. You could arrange them into a Triforce
Yes, you could.
to do 4 equilateral triangles in each group and have 3 groups of those all put together.
I am deeply ashamed that I never thought of that.
That's alright. What can I say? Triangle numbers and math and all that stuff are kind of my jam.
Alright, so the front of Turtle Rock was Hype Cave.
Ah, right. The other way around. Got it. I was like, I'm pretty sure we found Hype Cave in Kakariko Village somewhere, but yeah. The front of the entrance to Turtle Rock was at the place you would normally go into Hype Cave. Yes. We are now on the same page. These sound big key.
Yeah, 2 big keys here, one of them blocking a Triforce piece.
And we do know where Thieves Town is.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I believe it's in the Dark World. I know that for sure.
Okay, James is in the right place.
Okay. So James is going to be able to get that Moon Pearl pretty soon. So that'll start putting a damper on Swagalicious's lead here.
And this looks like Swagalicious going to the castle. Attempting to get to the castle.
Yeah. Alright, going through Hyrule Castle here. Meanwhile, James going for the good old-fashioned icebreaker. Nicely done. Yeah, there's a lot of one-frame movement baked into that trick. A lot of people will use sword buffering to do that, and that's usually a pretty good call.
Yeah, there are some tricks you can just watch the runners and mimic what they do and it'll work, and that's not one of them.
Yeah. There's like 2 points in the trick where you're expected to do like a 1-pixel movement. The first one to get into the door, and the second one to actually get into the position where you can do the icebreaker. And then, of course, when you are walking through the wall there, you're moving right. You're not holding right. You're holding down.
That's very interesting. Oh, okay. This is what James needed to get back into this.
Good
a
Lord.
Glove in the big chest.
Oh my god. Oh, and you're not going to want to come back in here without that. That is
This
That
could
is
be
gross.
very interesting.
like, who hates these runners in particular? That's all I want to know.
Who rolled this seed?
I mean,
Looks
I mean,
like James is
Saha-
the one who rolled this seed.
technically Sahabot rolled it, so I'm just gonna, you know,
Okay, you got me there.
as always, blame Sinek is the. Sinek is one of the greatest people I know. So
Okay, so this is going to be a new check from James, and Swagalicous was stopping for a quick think.
nothing in the canyon lift spot just yet. Canyon even lift? I don't know. All right, James now headed for headed through Kakariko here. I don't know exactly where he's headed.
That was quite the walk.
And we found the blacksmith, which is interesting, but we can't actually turn that in without an additional glove. Because the mirror jump strat is a major glitch, and you don't do that.
I mean, if you want to get disqualified, you totally can.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the well.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
It is
okay.
in fact a deep subject. All right, another big key, GT this time.
Ooh.
Hello. I mean, we don't have a bow, but we can mimic clip it.
And with tempered, that wouldn't actually be a terrible climb.
Yeah. And keeping in mind that, our runners can also access, ice armors if they really want to. And the big chest down there.
Yeah, that's also true. Okay, so James went through Ice Palace and got nothing really except a shovel. But it looks like he has other things he wants to do, and if he's gonna walk all the way back to the GT entrance here, then I would guess he's intending to climb.
Well, I think the first thing he's going to do is check the other entrance over here, which he just now got access to.
Oh, yeah, duh, that makes sense.
But he may also combine it with GT, which makes plenty of sense. Which unfortunately, like, the recency bias of the items is probably going to lead James to do stuff like that and not check the hammer. I mean, not the hammer, the glove. The shovel. The thing. I'm calling
They
a
all
roll
look
over here.
similar, it's okay.
They really don't. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, that was... Sometimes your brain don't do the words correctly.
Yes, that happens to me a lot.
Alright. James heading for the right side of GT here.
Getting revenge on those Gibdos with his tempered sword.
Is he giving them Gibdos a fight? Sometimes you give those Gibdos a fight.
It didn't seem like much of a fight. Like, they were just outclassed.
Fair enough.
I did get the wordplay, I just didn't have a witty response to it.
Oh, no. I get it. And I definitely understand the impulse to, keep a straight face. Alright, so Swagalicous is going to deal with Skull Woods now, while James is once again back in GT. This time is going to be able to actually do the bomb jump.
Well, we are officially past an hour, and we don't have a Triforce piece yet, but that is going to change pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was karma.
And now since we're just past an hour, if we don't have a Triforce piece, and if you haven't followed the silly runners yet, you should also do that, because they're cool and they know what they're doing.
Oh, Burna is pretty much perfect for this.
Oh yeah, you can really get some work done with the Cane of Orion here. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of magic, but James is managing to make sure to hit something all the time so these things don't run out of or actually start moving.
He did pretty well there. And he got half of them down.
Yeah. One thing that's important for James here with the tempered sword is making sure to spin or slash.
But not poke.
Poking would be exceptionally bad.
Yeah, because that does Master Sword damage, which is just bad.
I'm not sure if it's as bad as boomerang damage, but it might be.
I don't think anything quite matches the impressive boomerang damage.
Oh, hello!
Wow!
One butter sword sitting behind Ice Armos. We've got a bit of a sword discrepancy here.
Yeah!
In the understatement of the century department.
So, James got the first Triforce piece, but that boots and flute combo from Swagalicous is still giving him an advantage, I think.
Yeah. The only real disadvantage Swagalicous has right now is they're going to be very averse to going back into Ice Palace for that glove without having one already.
Swagalicous trying to navigate to the back of Skullwoods. That's not it either.
I mean, it would get you there, but you'd have to spend a key, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, you want to keep one key so you can go do the back when you feel like it.
So there's really only one hole that gets you there. I'm pretty sure it does have to be one of those front ones, otherwise there's just no way to get to the back. Well, maybe it doesn't. There could be a connector to the back.
Well, James found his way there, but I forget which hole he took.
Yeah, I bet. Swagalicous once again heading through Desert Palace. This appears to be the favorite connector here. One must be the one on the bottom left. All right, now we know.
Yeah, Swagalicous has none of the pieces for traditional Dark World access.
I mean, other than the pearl, but yeah. But yeah, it depends on what you consider Dark World access. All right, Swagalicous is in fact going for the final hole, which will get you to the back. James has managed to bunny his way into Paradox Cave here. Which I guess you can get the 5 chests up here with a Super Bunny situation.
Yeah, it was just a little bit roundabout the way he had to do that.
Yeah. Super Bunny, if you have a cave where there's drop downs like this, Super Bunny is free. Anytime you drop down in a cave, you get Super Bunny. Assuming you're a bunny. But the reason you can't grab the last one is even if you have other chests is even if you have Super Bunny, you cannot use items as a bunny, other than the mirror. And so the bombs, you cannot drop bombs, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's not every day you see somebody not able to get just those 2 items in Paradox Cave, and it can't feel great having to leave those behind.
Swagalicous is dealing with he found the bumper cave entrance. Through Spectacle Rock Cave. Right. I knew my brain was thinking that the Thieves' Town was at the Fortune Teller. I just forgot it was the Dark Fortune Teller. All right, Swagalicous is now dealing with good old-fashioned Thieves' Town. Now, of course, for 2 separate reasons, we will not be able to get the big chest.
Swagalicous can live. Yes, okay, he gets the fairy.
What kind of monster plays on normal heartbeats? I'm kidding.
Wait, do you not play on double?
Oh, good lord, I would die.
Okay, so James is back into pod for at least another dip. Has he maybe forgotten about the shovel?
It's very possible. It is sort of, you know...
Whoa, hammer in pod? Are we gonna have a bow in here too?
I mean, we got the French vanilla pod going on here with the hammer, so...
So our runners combined have traditional Dark World access.
Yep. A book as well for James, which means that James can access the tablets. He already did have access to the desert entrance, because we know where that is. Yeah, I think it looks like the pod. He has at least the chat is telling us that James has gotten to the shovel right before coming in here. This pod itself is not that far from the shovel spot, so probably just checking out whatever items he can get here first.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Alright, we hammer jumping. Alright, that does look like the right vertical pixel, and so does that. So there we go. Oh my goodness, it took me like 10 seconds to get that joke.
So the desert big is locked by 6 pod smalls.
Okay.
But that does still make the dungeon completable for James.
And that was blue mail, which that sounds like a great idea to me.
Right, Swagalicous has tied up the Triforce count at 1. And James is continuing on here.
Alright, we might be getting a potion glitch or a mimic clip or something to that effect. I remember James buying that red potion earlier. I assume that might have been what was up. So for those of you who don't understand what's going on here, first of all of the entrances in the game are mixed around in such a way that it should still be physically possible to get everywhere. And all of the keys are everywhere they could possibly be too, so there's tons and tons and tons and tons of different possibilities for the layout, and it's much more complicated. But the goal is to get 10 Triforce pieces. And in this mode, each of the Triforce pieces has been placed on either the boss of a normal dungeon, or...
Oh yikes. Swagalicous, you have a red potion, please?
Or there are 2 in Ganon's Tower. 1 after Ice Armless, 1 after Mold 1, 2.
Oh,
Oh no!
Okay, James got his Moon Pearl. Oh, the fairy. Okay,
Got a fairy.
I overreacted.
The only difference is the only difference between cross keys and cross hunt is that it's the Triforce pieces. That's it.
All right, well done, Swagalicous.
And the fact that you need the 10 Triforce pieces in order to make Ganon vulnerable.
Yeah, you can drop in and visit him if you wanted to, but that's about it.
Right, GT is open. That is the one difference. You don't need all 7 crystals to get into GT.
Okay, here's Meyer, and it's a pendant. This is also completable.
So the way the runners know which hole is the Ganon fight is there's only 8 holes and they check 7 of them. Right, both runners have decided to grace Meyer with their presence.
Now, one of these runners is going to have a much easier Vitreous fight than the other one. Would you like to guess who?
I have a guess. Might be the one with the better sword.
That seems like a safe guess.
Yeah, for James, I might just employ burner strats. Just get in there and beat the snot out of it. There, I believe in earlier versions for the chess game, you used to be able to get it on the first try, and then they added a sound effect for when you get the item in case it was on the first try, and then I think they just took out the possibility of getting it on the first try. Fair enough point.
Nice powder net strats. It saved Swagalicous' life once. It could very well do it again.
Mm-hmm. And when you say powder net strats, you mean...
Catching the fairy. But that's a
speaking of
lovely
bows,
bow.
I mean, the chat did just mention maybe you get both bows in here.
Yeah, the dream is still alive.
Yeah, very interesting bow find here. Sad part is having the bow doesn't actually help you get to where the hammer is in pod, but as long as you have a key, you're fine. Ooh, the swamp small key.
That's another piece of the puzzle. We know where the flippers are. We just don't know where the dam is. Swagalicous is making very good use of that powder, knowing that this is going to be a miserable Vitreous fight.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of miserable...
I mean, that is what the mire is named after.
We're about to dark room over here in Misery Mire.
Oh, that too! This will be fun, watching a couple of swords
theoretically,
into the dark.
Theoretically, Swagalicous could have the lamp right now, but hasn't gone to get it yet. It'd be a process.
Right, I forgot. We do know that the lamp is on Lake Hylia Island.
And the flippers are on the Ganon's Tower Torch, so... James could not quite get it yet because he doesn't have boots.
But those boots are in logic for him to go get now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, James being responsible and getting a heart refill.
Alright, so luckily Swagalicous did make it through kind of the most tricky room here in the Mire Dark area. And James is also sitting here pulling it off.
This is peak Randall. You can just visualize the action that's going on in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Fireballs flying everywhere. Alright, well done, Swagalicous.
James attempting the cane block throw. Finally gets it. 2 hearts left. Hopefully James will survive. Cane burner strats being employed here to make that a little easier. And now we've got Swagalicous versus Vitreous. Now the arrows will take down a small eyeball in 3 shots. There are 9 of them.
And
but you also
9
need
times
8.
3
Yeah.
is 27.
But you would also need 8 to take down Vitreous if you wanted to use just arrows. You also need to not miss. Of course, as you kill more eyes, the lightning gets more frequent, and it's annoying.
Love it when it goes all the way to the corner of the room, like... Alright, so
that's an
3
extremely
arrows.
unlikely outcome.
And Swagalicous needs to do the rest of this with Fighter Sword spins, because the Fighter Sword... Oh no! He's got a fairy, though. Fighter Sword doesn't damage Vitreous.
Yeah, you gotta spin it. You know what does
Now,
damage Vitreous?
James, on the other hand...
Yeah, James is gonna walk in and be like, hey, you wanna die? I can arrange that.
Look at this, absolutely fearless. Well done.
And there's another Triforce piece for James. And we pick up the red pendant, which can be relevant. Given what's on the pedestal, who knows? But I think between our two runners, we may actually have enough to just finish.
Uh-oh. Okay, Swagalicous does still have the red potion and can now survive 2 more hits. Oh, there we go. Well done.
E.G. Swagalicous on the Vitreous fight.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But I never doubted you. I believed in you.
Not for 1 second. Don't know what you're talking about. Another thing that does work on Vitreous is bombs.
Yeah, you can do that to soften the little eyes a little bit.
And you could theoretically do it to the big eyeball. I don't recommend it.
Do you know how many bombs it takes to kill the big eyeball?
I believe the answer to that question is 40-something?
Oh, yikes.
Might be 32. I think it's 32.
Oh, hey, here's a clearable Eastern.
Yeah. Eastern Palace clearable with that bow from Meyer. Again, we're going to have to do dark rooms, but in this particular case, it's not nearly as bad. Well, there's a pod key as well, so... Or pod big key, rather.
So that is a completable pod with just not very many small keys.
Swagalicous doesn't know it's completable. Because he doesn't have the hammer yet, which is in pod.
Wow, all the big keys.
We are big keying it up here in Eastern, so...
Actually, collectively, we're just missing the Swamp Big.
Yeah, like in terms of all the big keys in the game, yeah. Of course, the Swamp Big Key only unlocks the one item, but still, it's an interesting situation to be in. Swagalicous didn't actually spawn the Dolphos here. The trick with this room, it's kind of interesting. When you walk in, you walk up to the top, and then you deliberately walk down over the pot. And when you do that, it causes the two top and bottom Dolphoses to never spawn because they'd be on top of things.
Oh. You know, I've always wondered how that worked and never bothered to ask.
And that's why you do it over the bottom pot. Because the bottom Dolphos would have spawned directly below you where the pot is, but since there's a pot there, he doesn't spawn there. And then the other one would spawn off the top of the screen. Alright, Swagalicous going through the dark rooms that are always dark. in that you can't use the fire rod to improve the situation here.
Our third bottle with a complimentary bee. Which,
Are there bees in all of the bottles?
I think one of them came with a red potion, but I could be wrong.
You know what? I'm mixing up my seed from this morning. See? You've done 3 of these, and I did one earlier. Way earlier. I've slept since then, and I'm still mixing them up.
Right. Swagalicous is being very conscientious about keeping a fairy to prevent accidental death.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got 11 hearts or whatever, but, I mean, still, green mail, that damage can really sneak up on you. My favorite thing is when you have green mail and you're fighting Trinix, you don't even get heart beeps and you die. A lot of times.
Chat's got some good wordplay.
Freebies. Oh, ow.
Something we learned in a recent race about bees is that they can't hurt the Armos Knights, and since they only leave after dealing a certain amount of damage, they'll just keep flying around and bothering the Armos Knights, but not actually accomplishing anything.
I'm assuming you want to, you wouldn't really want to do that. I think Fast Rum probably makes it okay, but, the lag is still not... It doesn't not exist.
Alright, Triforce piece number 4 for Swagalicous, and another pendant. So we know all 3 pendants now. And James is gonna clear Thieves Town and get his 4th Triforce piece.
Alright, I guess we're going digging. I guess Swagalicous hasn't done the race game or anything like that yet. Holding a bomb over your head so that you don't end up taking the portal. Little lesser-known strat from Swagalicous there.
Well, look, if I saw somebody go past me, pick up a bomb, hold it over their head, walk into my house, and then come out without a bomb in their hand, I'd be a little concerned.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, that wasn't lit, was it? Okay. I mean, we are missing one important thing for Swamp, and that would be the dam, the thing that actually lets you go inside.
Yep. Alright, an hour 29. Swagalicous is finally gonna get the sword upgrade.
Whew. Uh-oh. Got a little mirror bonk there. Bees can bully blinds' heads off the screen. I love it.
That actually sounds incredible.
Somebody needs to make a plan, though, where all you got is bees. You just do bees.
Somebody has to have done that before.
I'm sure.
It's such a good idea.
If I make something like that, I'm calling it Nicolas Cage's worst nightmare. Alright, Swagalicous finding the front entrance of Turtle Rock here. Don't believe he's explored this. To be fair, I would be shocked if I found out that AC was cheating on DC.
Right, we're tied up again at 4 Triforce pieces.
Uh-oh, Swagalicous. Oh! That's unfortunate. But again, the fairy strats, we take him to the house.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't die. Really powerful. Okay,
All right,
James
James gonna finish off Desert. Yeah, sorry.
He's actually gonna take the Triforce piece lead for now.
Yeah. Like I said, Swagalicous is having a lot of good movement options, but unfortunately, that the hammer and the glove, which are two very important items here, are both in pretty obnoxious places for him to get to. They're in places where he just won't want to go for a while, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I'm going to make a Plando where Ganon has a fairy. I'm not doing that.
No, it's not fair when they do it. Only you can be invincible. Nice fire rod straps there.
Very nicely done. And James deals with Landmo, finishing that off, getting the 5th Triforce piece.
All right, so where we are at, James has TR and Ice Palace that are completable. We still haven't found Hera for anybody.
I believe that is the case, yes. We haven't found the dam to make Swamp happen.
And also, James can go back and climb GT. That would put him at 8 pieces.
Yep.
It's actually hard to tell who's ahead here. That glove being in ice is going to be a real problem for Swagalicous and the hammer and pod.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you have to think he's just gonna go dip one of those. Well, wait, he already dipped ice. You have to go back specifically for the big chest, which is a tall order.
That is the unfortunate part, and because nothing else in there will unlock without it, right? Unless you find the second glove somewhere, you're gonna be real put out.
Alright, Swagalicous is gonna get stuck with this mirror shield.
Get wrecked.
Well, no, I think the whole purpose of the shield is so you don't get wrecked.
True. And I believe again with the fast ROM thing, the lag that people would complain about for having one extra sprite on the screen or one larger sprite on the screen is not nearly as relevant as it used to be. Grabbing Crystal Roller Room. Apparently, James has not gone for the laser bridge yet. Or, no. Pretty sure he did. I think he's just going to SpeedGaming.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a walk to get up to Dark Death Mountain and then back all the way down to get to Laser Bridge. This could very well just be a little faster.
Yep. Though, if I'm... Am I just... No, he hasn't done Laser Bridge. I'm making it up.
Oh, huh.
It was Swag who did Laser Bridge. What am I talking about? Now, what do you think the odds are that James takes the exit here?
Well, it would certainly be preferable to dying.
There is that.
Oh, we have Burner. Oh, that's convenient.
Very nice. We take those and we run with them. Nice stun of the Crystal Beetle there, and you're going to get through the laser just fine. Let's go with victory. But yeah, it looks like James is going to go for the boss here, which is slightly unfortunate, because if he went out the front, where would he be? Or if he went out Laser Bridge, where would he be? He'd be at the dark West Death Mountain, which is where the boots are.
Yeah, but he'd be at the bottom of the mountain and probably wouldn't want to walk anywhere from there.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he is going to get kicked out at the Hype Cave entrance.
But he is going to take a 2 Triforce piece lead here.
Mm-hmm. Very quick shot from the 2 heads there for Trinex. James finishing it off, and let's see what we get.
Surprise, surprise.
I know. It's a Triforce piece. What in the world? I didn't just blank on the fact on what mode we were doing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think everyone's done that.
Alright, Swagalicous is going to go for Magic Bat here. James is going to flute the heck away, see what we can get. Heading to 3, which is sort of the tradition. That's my general policy. If you don't know where you're going, just go to 3. You'll get there. You'll get there eventually.
Okay, that's the Pod Small on Magic Bat that James had over Swagalicous.
Mm-hmm. Again, we're real short on Pod Small keys.
2 keys might incentivize him to go to Pod. And that's where he's going.
Okay. Well, at least he's going to get the hammer here. Though he is going right side first, which is very unfortunate. I mean, yeah, you can mirror from the right side, but it's still unfortunate because you'd prefer to have the hammer to keep going.
Chat actually pointing out, JamesFnX needs 1 of 4 outstanding Pod Smalls, and he's in Go mode, because he can do Ice Palace, Eastern Palace, the GT Climb, and then Pod.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, well,
that was
with that Eastern
sudden.
Palace key. With that Eastern Palace key he just got, he is one pod key away from wrapping it up.
Now, Swagalicous is going to get the hammer here and have a choice to make.
it looks like he is.
And he's thinking some more.
Interesting play.
This is interesting.
I mean, it's not. It's not the play I would have made. Let's put it that way.
I mean, if you're not gonna spend it to go to the boss, why use it to get one check when you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I'm puzzled. I'm sure Swagalicous had a reason for doing that, and we will have to find out in the interview then.
He's coming up to Death Mountain here. Let's see what he decides to do. Alright, James stepping into the Cold Stare Creamery here and grabbing a few scoops of stuff.
Well,
there's our green pendant.
Oh, he's got to do Eastern, and then he could pull Ped.
Yeah, there should be a pod key on Ped.
That would unironically be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Swagalicous and you just picked up that hammer, I guess it makes some sense to do that one play there, just because you feel super behind and you want to see what happens, but it's not great. Swagalicous going for the Spiral Cave play. I don't think either runner has done this yet.
I think you're right. Now, oh, yeah, the flippers are... Oh, he still doesn't have the boots!
Yep, James still does not have boots.
Now, if you're looking for one pod small for Go Mode, this is probably the place to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And he has to climb anyway, of course.
All day, yeah.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer.
There's another bee.
Oh, there's our Quake.
Yep, that would allow us to enter Turtle Rock, provided we can find another glove. Which could be the dam, I don't know. Granted, we don't need to find the dam or Hera, you know?
Yeah.
That is a mushroom in the map chest of the GT, which I don't expect our runners to care about, especially because I don't think we found the potion shop.
Well, if we did, I didn't write it down.
You know where we haven't been at all?
The
The flippin' mire area.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We can't get there because we don't have a connector to it. And we don't have the necessary implements. But that is where a lot of these entrances could be. Swamp, 300, 10 arrows. So nothing great for James so far. I mean, he's literally just looking for one thing. And it's disgusting. Oh no, Swag is skipping a sword. I'm sad. Oh, maybe he'll mirror back for it. Alright, yeah. Swagalicous going for the sword now.
Yikes, those things really hurt on green mail.
Alright, 1 Tempered Sword acquired for Swagalicous, and gonna get the heck out of here. While James does the climb, the real question here is can James pick up 3 rupees? That's what I want to know.
Well, there's 20. I mean, that's not good enough, is it?
No, it has to be exactly 3. We're screwed. Never happening.
How sad.
Swagalicous taking another death, but again, having more fairies. So that is one thing that Swagalicous has going for them, is the relentless ability to continue to be prepared at all times. What does he do? He takes a detour to find another fairy. I guess it's not technically a detour, he's checking the Agate Tower entrance here.
Didn't he already check this one?
He came up here, he didn't have a Master Sword at the time.
No, he came back a second time, and, well, I guess he's going somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Hyrule Castle?
Yeah.
If he's going for the... Okay, this will take him to the Laser Bridge exit.
He's going into ice? Is it going back into ice?
Oh, this
Oh my!
Yeah, that was well righted.
Swagalicous going back for Ice Palace Big Chest. And this is going to make him, going to make Swagalicous quite irate.
Well, at least he won't have to triple dip ice. He will be able to clear it. Unless he runs out of magic.
Alright. James now on to Torch Room number 2. Significantly faster than Torch Room number 1. But we're still checking for pod keys. French Vanilla Red Mail.
Nice to have. So a 4-to-1 sword advantage has been erased, so James instead goes for a 3-to-1 armor advantage.
Seems good to me.
Nice cape.
Nice cape, game. Nice place for the cape. Oof. And there's the glove for Swagalicous.
Oh, that really late hammer and glove in succession like that must really feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how Swagalicous is going to go from here. And no key to get to the refill room. Oh, this is kind of unfortunate. Nicely done there by James. Swagalicous has to mirror out and do this all over again.
What I would have done in that situation is release the fairy, which would have gotten you full heart so you could do sword beam strats.
Yeah. So it turns out Uncle was behind the pyramid.
Yep.
And that was not worth it.
Yeah, I guess most people don't spend a lot of time releasing fairies. So it's not the sort of thing you would expect people to do all the time. James, trying to figure out a place to mirror over here south of the pyramid.
Oh, but Swagalicous can get this extra chest here on the way. And powder this anti-fairy. Or bunny bean, whatever. Or not.
Yeah, powdering an anti-fairy would have also been a reasonable possibility.
Yeah, but sometimes when you just are kind of panicking maybe a little bit, not really thinking about your options, you can forget that.
Alright, James heading into the Dark World now. We still have no flippin' clue where this last pod key is that James needs.
There were 4 of them.
It's also very possible that you don't know the sword beam strat and don't want to risk it. That's very possible. But Swagalicous should have enough magic here now, I think. Yeah.
Okay, James is on his way to piece number 9.
Got a lot of damage in on Cold Stare there in the corner before it managed to get away. But well
Very
done.
nicely done.
What if Sahasrara has a pod key?
I don't think that would be funnier than Ped.
Correct. I mean, at this point, we're running out of items and places to put them. You know? Wait, I know. Ped is behind, or Ped has the Titan's Mitts, and somewhere in the mire area is Mini Moldworm Cave, which has 4 pod keys in it.
That's very creative.
That would be dumb and ridiculous, and I love it.
Alright, Swagalicous is gonna clear out GT and get flippers, and get 2 Triforce pieces going up to 7. But is still missing the... Oh no, wait, where was the GT big?
GT Big, I think we found like it was like 30 to 40 minutes ago. I remember seeing it being acquired. I do not remember where it was. All right, James has in fact gone on to get the 9th Triforce piece. Now he's going to get the Swamp Big Key here. I have never in my life seen a seed so stingy with pod keys. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, usually they give you a whole bunch, tell you to go to pod, and they don't have the goods in there.
Exactly. This time the goods were in there, but you still had to... You don't have enough keys to do the whole silly thing. I was in the well, that's right.
Oh no. So that's not good for Swagalicous.
Right. Swagalicous does not have the GT big key. And Sahasrala not having the pod key we need today either. Oh, right, Mimic Cave. We hadn't gone here in a minute.
I was gonna call it Mini Mimic Cave for some reason.
Yeah, that's the thing with Mimic Cave. You almost never get here with a hammer, and then you forget about it.
Well, there are two things about this seed that have really impressed me, and it's how fast James cut the deficit and then went up by 4 Triforce pieces. Just it happened so fast.
Despite
And also,
the lack of boots.
There are 4 pod smalls out there. Where are they?
Well, here's a tablet check that we haven't seen yet, and that's a big old nope.
Oh, looks like Swagalicous is about to find the GT big key. And then I think you just have to go right back and climb.
Yeah,
and the big chest is just dead to you forever.
Yeah. Desert Big, where was Desert Big?
What is this?
It's
go mode.
There we go! Ether Tablet has the goods today. JamesFnX is going to pod, gonna finish this off right now.
And of course, pod is just right here.
Yeah, and then Ganon is over at the ferry drop down, so this will be pretty quick work, I imagine. It will be a silverless fight, unless for some reason there's another bow in here that he decides to check, which is not going to happen, so no. Oh, Peg Cave has a key to pod.
There's another one.
And that's at the waterfall. Interesting.
So, James got away with literally not getting the boots.
Yep.
That is impressive.
This will be our first scam artist check at 2 hours in. James, once again, because he doesn't have the boots, means he doesn't have the flippers, means he doesn't have the lamp, he's having to do dark rooms.
Right, I keep forgetting, we know exactly where the lamp is.
Yep. Both runners know precisely where it is. Swagalicous could have it right now if he wanted.
But as he's demonstrated, he really doesn't need it.
right. JamesFnX taking down Elmosaur King, and we are just a quick trip to the useless fairy hole to finish this off. I think it's probably fastest to flute to 2.
Yeah. Well, minus the lack of flippers, but that's easy to get around.
Yeah. Imagine having to fake flipper this late just to get to Ganon. Alright, so
And here
it's
we go.
Ganon Gold Sword time. Gold Sword makes the one cycle, or the 1-1 cycle, pretty much trivial. You only need 6 slashes instead of 12, or the spin equivalent. But the Gold Sword does not make the final phase any easier.
Okay, Swagalicous has got piece number 7 from Trinex and is going to go somewhere. GT, climb.
Find the arrows
What was
around Moldorms. So it's in the mini Moldorm cave, wherever that is. Probably Mire area, or something like that.
James have no issue with this so far. Get a
Nice
triples.
triple cycle, yeah.
You should be just about done here. There we go.
Down he goes. JamesFnX taking this down.
And utter perfection. We get a blind ped pull at the same time for a piece of heart. But JamesFnX is going to win this with an official time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds. GG's.
GG indeed. All right. So it looks like
It
we
looks
have
like
been-
Swagalicous is going to continue to play some of this out. And sorry to interrupt you.
sorry, yeah, it looks like we have been joined by James, the winner of this race. Congratulations.
Well played.
Thank you, thank you. I am legit terrified where those boots might be.
They are in the Spike Cave entrance.
Oh, good times. Yeah, I didn't never check the 2 entrances on West Death Mountain. West Dark Death Mountain.
The other one was the Laser Bridge entrance. We thought you might end up seeing it if you went out that way, but you didn't do it. So
I thought about it because so for like the last 40 minutes of the seed, I am either pod small or finding Hera for Go, and I figured I would just do my dungeons and a pod small would show up, right? Like there's 4 of them.
yeah, what kind of unholy seed is this? Right? This has been the stingiest collection of pod keys I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and like the hammer was locked by 1 pod small. I'd think that like at least one of them would be behind one of these hammer checks. There's 20 of them in the game between GT and Ice and just nothing.
Yeah, that was a mess. Yeah, your opponent actually had the boots quite early.
I don't understand how I won then. Just no idea.
The thing is, he went into Ice Palace without the big key.
Ooh, well, that's bad.
And considering where what the glove was, considering the fact that the glove was there and you weren't going to find another one, it's going to take a while before you go back to Ice Palace. So yeah, he basically last location the gloves.
Well, it felt like a last location hammer, which was not great.
Yeah, but your opponent also did that. So
okay, all right. So I don't know if you noticed, like when I found Bumper Cave entrance, Bumper Cave top, I went to mirror and I moved off the mirror to the red potion and used it. So I didn't have a potion to potion glitch pod. I didn't want to come in with one key and just get the 2 checks there.
Yeah, I did notice you buying a potion for that later. So
yep. So I could had a reason to go back to pod. And once I got the second pod small, that I really had no reason to continue to put it off at that point.
Speaking of which, Swagalicous just found the 5th of our pod small keys.
I'm guessing some of them are in swamp.
Well, not yet.
Haven't found the dam.
Haven't found the dam yet.
Oh, fun!
Well, there's the other one. Both of them were in Aga Tower.
An Aga Tower, which I never found.
Mall.
Yeah, it was a dark shopping mall.
Yeah, seeing where those flippers are at and knowing where the lamp was at, I'm just terrified that the boots were somewhere super early that I missed, and there's a much quicker route to the finish than what I put out there.
Can we also just discuss how devious and awful the Moon Pearl was in this seed?
I don't remember where that shovel was. I was somewhere bad.
It was in ice.
Right, that's right.
You had to do hammerless.
That you didn't
do hammerless
check
ice.
for so long.
Well, hammerless and gloveless ice technically until you got the glove in the big chest.
I'd already done south of Cax, so walking back there just for the shovel checks kind of slow. I did still have plenty to do, but it was on my mind, but it was never like at the front of my mind. And then once I got what I got out of Paradox sequence breaking it with the flute 2 off of Pyramid Ledge, which was not sequence broken, that was in logic technically. Then I kind of had more reasons to get to that area because I could get out of that area quickly without a save and quit. Yeah, this seed was very stingy on a lot of fronts. No place to really get potions, no pod smalls. The bow was kind of miserable.
Well, you were fine for swords at least. You had gold sword, while Swagalicous had fighter sword.
Yeah, plenty of swords. But the rest of it was kind of just trickling around.
Yeah, Swagalicous, I believe, had boots and flute in like 25 minutes or something. It was really...
All right, okay.
and it was like, I was like, wow, there's a lot of movement advantage. And then you got the glove. I'm like, nope, James got this.
Yeah, I said earlier, I was just astounded how, like, you were so much later to the Moon Pearl and never got the boots and were late to the flute. But just how quickly it turned around from you being behind by a Triforce piece to jumping ahead by 4. And it was really all because of the glove.
Yeah,
a
bunch of pieces just kind of fell into place, and like I knew I was at like 6 or 7, and then the key that was on Death Mountain was Eastern, so that became another one, and then all of a sudden I'm like in this weird spot where I can go hunt for the boots that I know are somewhere out there, but a pod small is go mode or finding Hera is go mode, and there's just
in before.
There's just more reasons to go hunt for the pod small than there's to go hunt for an entrance.
Yep, Desert right. That's what I thought. Sorry, I had to call the entrance for Hookshot Cave there. Anyway, yeah, that was a well done piece of work. I mean, I imagine the horror of not having the boots that long made you feel not great. But you at least as far as the gameplay goes, you kept your head on straight and kept it. You just keep going, keep plugging on, right?
Yeah, I had a bit of a blow up in GT, and then I don't know if you guys heard it on stream or not. I forgot to turn off alerts, and I had that go.
Oh,
So I was
that's what it was.
I was a little tilted.
Oh, I thought I asked my co-commentator, was that your ringtone?
No, it should be. It's a good ringtone.
I didn't even hear anything. I was so confused.
Excuse me, princess.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I was a little tilted there, especially after the blow up in GT, dying on the way to Compass, and then basically running out of health and not wanting to try and walk around and not fall in the pit to get to an Ice Armos fight on 1 health, which sounded awful too. I was a little bit off there, and then yeah, once I found Moon Pearl, and things just kind of opened up for me, and I'm sure like I said, you said I was super late to it, but I had already done a lot of scouting, knew where a lot of things were at, and having Village Outcasts have like 3 dungeons in it, 2 of which I could just, or 4 dungeons in it, 3 of which I could just complete right there, and then and there was really nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, Swagalicous is in pod now, dealing with that mess. Swagalicous still needs to get the Desert Big Key, unfortunately. So, James, it does kind of look like it's going to be a hot minute before Swagalicous finishes here.
Yeah, they're some of the big keys are in pretty terrible locations to see it. Not gonna lie. GG's to Swag once he gets done. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. But thanks to y'all for commentary. Thanks to trackers. Thanks for getting this all organized and set up in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and you're welcome to hang around as you want, or do what you need to. But anything else you want to say before we continue following Swagalicous here?
Nothing for now. I'll hang around for a little bit and brought back in once Swag gets across that finish line.
All right, cool. So it's really Desert Big, which we discussed where that was earlier, and I've still forgotten. Oh, it's in pod?
Apparently.
Apparently, literally just picked it up. So...
I was just checking the schedule to see if we needed to vacate here, but there's nothing scheduled after this, so we can take all the time we need.
Yeah, SpeedGaming 3 is mostly open right now. There are some other races going to be happening fairly soon on other channels. SpeedGaming 2, got a race coming up in roughly an hour over on SpeedGaming between Hydropower and TJ Maelstrom, and another one coming up 3 hours after that on SpeedGaming 2. Between Zeruvian and T-Stu14.
And both of those have some top-notch commentary groups. We've got Clearmouse and Gem for the 7:10, and Adirondack Rick and Drossi for the 10:10 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to listen to me anymore.
Trust me, no one minds listening to you, Blue Link. That being said, I can understand if you need to take a break. I'll tell you, when I first started doing commentary, I was doing like every commentary I could get my hands on. There were several times I did like 3 or 4 in a day, and yeah, eventually I did kind of get a little burnt out. So
Definitely something to keep in mind. Don't worry, I won't, injure myself mentally for the sake of rando. Playing my own rando seats does that enough.
that sounds accurate. Alright, so Swag should be able to complete this now.
Yeah, Desert and GT Climb.
Yeah. I already have to be a little broken mentally to even play rando. That is accurate, yes.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Anyway, props to Swagalicous for finishing this out and not being, pressured by the race being over to just call it quits.
Yeah. I mean there is no reason to put it, to stop doing this. I think time might play into tiebreakers at some point. So there is theoretically an incentive to keep playing. But also, it's just nicer to watch somebody finish than not,
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say something. Oh, tiebreakers, right? So if there's a tie across the playoff cut line, so between second and third, that is resolved by a tiebreaker race. And for ties between first and second, there's a little sequence of things that are considered.
And that I think is where the time might come in at some point. But I mean, it's very unlikely, but not completely.
Well, since we have a little bit of time, let me pull up the tourney document.
Yeah, you can correct me on my complete BS.
I have a habit of saying things I think I remember and then just being plain wrong, so I'm just going to fact check here.
Hey, James, tell Swag he didn't have the big key. Alright, Swagalicous now doing the GT climb. This is the last dungeon you'll need to do before finishing this off. And entering the gauntlet, just a nice little execution fest here. You want to take down these Stalfos as best you can. They are kind of obnoxious. Red Stalfos in particular are obnoxious.
Oh, okay, good thing I fact-checked myself here. This does not work the same way as the Casual Boots tournament did, if you watched that. If there is a tie, the first tiebreaker is the head-to-head record between the tied players. Second is the record against the top player in the group who's not in the tiebreaker. Third, it's then the record against the remaining player who is not in the tiebreaker. And then, if the tiebreaker involves second, third, and fourth, or for second and third, or all four group members, then they play a tie-breaking race. Otherwise, if it's just between first and second, their qualifier ranking determines.
Qualifier ranking. Okay, that makes
So-
sense.
Yeah, I thought we were guaranteed a tiebreaker race if there was a tie across the playoff line, but that
Oh,
is
yeah.
not the case.
Well, the only scenarios where there would be a tie across the playoff line are the ones you mentioned.
Right, but that's broken first by head-to-head record, and then by record against the strongest
Okay.
player, which might just break those ties. But it was pretty cool in the Casual Boots tournament. We had a bunch of tiebreakers, including multiple three-way tiebreakers that were pretty exciting. So I hope we do end up getting some of those.
I do love me some tiebreakers. Unfortunately, there was a total ordering on the qualifiers. Like there are no ties in qualifier rankings, so I think we're fine there.
Yeah, the conditions to end up with a tie are pretty extreme for qualifier scores. Oof.
A Moldorm 2 fall is never what you want to see. Oh my goodness. I just saw something in the race time chat.
Oh, well, now I
Apparently-
have to see. But that is Triforce piece number 10 for Swagalicous.
Apparently Swagalicous hasn't had quick swap on this whole time and meant to.
Whoa, how did we not notice that? What's wrong with us?
I mean, someone in chat did mention that Swagalicious's menu was particularly nasty to navigate, and I was like, yeah, but why would you be navigating the menu? I just didn't even pay attention to the fact it wasn't using quick swap.
Wow. That just feels bad.
It is unfortunate. I mean, using quick swap for rando is kind of an objectively correct choice, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, there may be times you want to go to the menu and switch anyway, just because it's a little faster to get there, and you don't have a lot of downtime between the two items you need. But, you know, it is an advantage to use it.
Yes, and it
Assuming
is
you know how.
completely legal to just scrap your downloaded game and re-download it with quick swap enabled and just start that after the race has started. Which is certainly extreme, but if you notice it like a minute in, it'll probably save you more time in the long run.
And the fact that Swagalicious is clearly playing on some sort of emulator means it wouldn't have involved like switching out a flash card and all that mess.
I do appreciate the more detailed hints in Doors Branch that we can get.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily tell you where that is. It just tells you what particular cave has it, right? Like this one tells you mini Moldorms, but it doesn't tell you where Mini Moldorm Cave is. Good luck with that.
Oh, this is the... Oh my goodness.
Whoa! Whoa, that was a heck of a spin right there. And staying in bounds, that was... I didn't even know you could do that. It looked like he was going to do it a second time, and I was just going to lose my mind. There we go.
Well, there was the
Again.
second time.
Oh, God. Jesus.
All right, Swagalicous is going to complete this race with an official time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 24 seconds. GG, and congratulations on sticking it out.
GG indeed. Well played. Yeah, you're not kidding. I am quite shook by that fight. Oi. We'll see if Swagalicious decides to join us. And we'll give it a minute or so, and if not, we'll see about wrapping it up. What do you think?
Yeah.
What in the world does that mean?
Does what?
So the hint from the potion thing was Mekaleka High Mecha High.
I have no idea.
It's like I've heard that several places. There we go. Alrighty. And now it looks like we have now been joined by Swagalicious. Congratulations on finishing that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a seed, all right. That was definitely something.
I will say, you made it very entertaining. You were well ahead of your opponent picking up both the boots and the flute, so you had lots of options for moving around. And just unfortunately, you didn't have that big key for ice going into Ice Palace the first time.
Okay, yes. Okay, so I was missing it the first time then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back into ice.
Cut. Yeah, and
The second time. I was like, all right, now I have hammer, I can clear ice. I do icebreaker, only to find out I can't lift the block. And I'm like, oh, what am I doing in ice? And thank God I didn't just leave and actually open the ice big.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't realize that you were thinking that. We thought that might have just been your last location that you were going for at that point.
No, I completely forgot that ice needs gloves because normally you enter ice with Titans, so it's never never an option to like not get there without gloves. So yeah,
One thing
I don't know.
that was
Running around
cool,
looking for. Oh, sorry.
was you doing the Super Bunny glitch to get your boots right after James was having some trouble doing Super Bunny on the East Step Mountain. So we were a little worried he wasn't going to actually get his boots, and turns out he didn't.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's just something I've been practicing a bit, playing practice cross keys. Turns out you run around a lot as a bunny, and it's quite nice to just not have to go back for these locations.
Yeah, I just re-rubbered my controller and cleaned it out, and it just wasn't working for me in this game. So I just put that key off that was on East Death Mountain and moved on, and never checked those two locations on West Death Mountain, and never got those boots.
Oh, so you never found the TR laser bridge then?
Nope. When I went to the back of TR through West, I was in pod small go mode, so I was just clearing checks and doing as many chests and item locations as I could.
I see. Yeah, after getting the glove, I was looking for my desert big the dam or Hera.
When's the last time anybody ever heard the words pod small go mode?
Yeah, I spent 40 minutes either looking for Hera or a pod small. Once I got the pearl, I went to Village Outcasts. I got 4 pieces right after each other. Not Eastern, but Thieves Town, Skull, whatever other dungeon was there, Mire. And then so I got 3 right in the way, and there was 2 right next to each other. And at that point, I was Eastern big plus pod small, some combination of Eastern big, boots, dam, find Hera or a pod small. And then I finally went back to the big key that I had seen earlier on Dark Death Mountain when I went to do Ice and Turtle Rock, and that was the Eastern big. So I was just pod small from there. I had no reason to really look for Hera, since I still had over half a GT plus completing all the rest of those dungeons to do. So
Interesting. I think I picked up the Eastern big relatively early.
yeah, you probably mirror bunnied it.
I think the only one I actually mirror bunnied was the brewery, and then everything on the right side of the mountain I just didn't bother.
Okay, I was super late to the Moon Pearl, so I didn't get the Moon Pearl to like 105 or something like that.
You got Moon Pearl with your glove, right? Or I got the shovel with the glove at the same time?
Yeah, but I never went back and checked it for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, I was starting to kind of run low on locations, and I figured this is a guaranteed check. I might as well go for it. I ended up picking up 2 pod smalls near the end over on the Dark Ice Rod area.
Oh yeah, yeah. I ended up getting the pod small go off the ether tablet.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So we did actually locate all 6 of them. It's kind of great.
Pod small and ether tablet. Wasn't the book in Hellway?
No, it was in the chest above it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was in Compass Chest. It was locked by
Okay.
4.
Gotcha.
But
So you didn't do vanilla big key.
No. I went back in with 2. So I did front. I did bridge. I did dark maze. I did dark loop. I did compass, and then did southwest basement into right side.
Gotcha. Yeah, when I went back to pod for the second time, I cleared the right side for bow locked after getting bow out of mire. And then I didn't feel comfortable using my small key through the front door because I had no clue where the rest of the pod smalls are. And I guess if I did that, I would have found hammer quite early. But because of it, I just didn't get hammer until way, way later. I think I dipped pod 4 times, which is crazy.
I was in there 3, and that seems like a reasonable amount for cross keys pod when it's sphere 0.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the hook shot out of pod. I told James in race time I got hook shot, and then I'm like, oh, nice, I can use it to get out of here, and then found out I can't quick swap because somehow I needed to re-upload my ROM to Avian, and it cleared all my settings.
Oh,
Hooray! I've been in that seat before. That's never a good place. You don't like it.
Yeah, I found out when I got low hearts and I started beeping. I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Okay, so that wasn't deliberate?
Yeah, I was sitting here. It's like,
I-
what kind of monster plays with no like normal or double heart beeps on?
No, I disabled the beeping, so when I got low, I'm like, oh, this is not good at all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we were mentioning it's theoretically possible to just delete it and re-download it, but I don't think it was worth it at that point. You know.
I don't know, because finding out like a minute in and then I don't know how much time I lost to menu lag.
I'm sure it was worth it if you had if you had the site still up. Like I'm sure it was worth it to just check quick swap and re-download it. Like you're gonna lose 4 or 5 minutes to menuing across 2+ hours.
Definitely felt like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Early
Well,
Dark Mire with Fighter Sword Vidi was interesting.
To
I
be
had
honest, if I, oh,
I had Gold Sword when I finally did that.
Oh, okay. All right then. Sure, sure.
to be honest, if I were you, Swagalicous, right now, I would go and do that. Like, just download the seed again with the right settings right now. That way, they're set correctly.
Yeah. I'll definitely fix it up right after this. Yeah, I was heading into Mire without the bow, so I'm like, ooh, clearing Vidi is gonna be a difficult time. I don't know if I should just leave. And then I found bow in the lobby chest, I believe. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess Vidi is doable. And then I found out Vidi doesn't take damage from fighter sword slashes.
Nope.
Because normally my plan is slash spin if I'm doing Master Sword, but it doesn't work. So thank goodness I had reds and fairies going back there.
Yeah, I was terrified for you, but you were being really conscientious about making sure you had fairies when you needed them.
Yeah, running around Greenmail Fighter Sword with a bunch of Dark World, I was not planning to do that a lot. So yeah, so I stocked up on reds when there was nearby shops, and then the early net lets me just grab fairies. So
And one little detail. So James said when he eventually fought Vidi, he had Gold Sword. You were actually in the Vidi fight at the same time.
Oh.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, like I said, after I got Pearl, I just immediately went to Village Outcast because I had a ton of entrances there, and found Mire, went and had everything to beat it, and just went in and did it. And then Skull Woods and did first 4 of Eastern from there as well, and then beat Thieves Town at Dark Fortune Teller.
Okay, so you had already cleared left side GT. Oh, because you got Hammer out of pod then. So you had already cleared left side GT.
No.
Because Sword 4 was behind Arbus Knights, no? Behind
Yeah,
Ice
I went
Arbus?
from the right. I went from the right side on a
Oh,
second
you went
visit.
from the right side. I completely forgot you can do that.
So I had a giant blow up in GT. I went there with 4 hearts. Died to a Gibdo on the way to Compass,
Oh, don't worry, I did the same thing.
and then
Twice, actually.
went down to 1 heart, trying to set up the bomb jump to get to Ice Armos. And I'm like, I'm not gonna beat this boss. I don't have any magic. I'm not. I do have Burna, but I don't have any magic. I'm not gonna beat the boss. I just decided to come back later. And then once I came back, I had Tempered, I think, or Master or Tempered, and did right side and got the piece there and got Gold Sword out of the back.
I completely forgot that you can get to Armos from right side.
Like I was legitimately scared Boots were back there.
To be fair, I don't think I would have gone back there if I remembered with 4 hearts, no bow, and like almost no magic left.
Yeah.
So
I at least want to try and get to. I will at least want to try and get to Bob's chest because there's nothing stopping Boots from being in Bob's chest at all in this seed, and that was very scary. Like I was scared the whole seed, knowing how early Boots had to be, with given where the lamp was and where the flippers were.
Oh, okay. I never scouted Bob's Torch when I went to GT the first time because I didn't have boots when I went to GT.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured, I'll come back here when I have Hammer to clear left side GT, and I can check Bob's Torch at that point.
So
3 hours later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody, this has been a great race. We're probably gonna need to wrap it up here, or at least I'm gonna need to wrap it up here because I got to get on the road. But I have had an excellent time watching this, and I hope you all did too. Make sure to follow these runners; they've done an excellent job here. We've got the links there in the chat. Thank you so much to both of you. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up here?
No, I mean this was a good race. I hope to at least take a game off of somebody in this group. But I know it's not likely playing out of Q4, but we'll see what happens.
I'm absolutely rooting for you the rest of the way.
All right. Well, thanks again to our runners. I also want to thank our 2 trackers. We've got Arvu and Sakrajutes. taking care of the trackers. It's quite the confusing process, so I greatly appreciate it. And of course, thank you so much to my illustrious co-commentator, Blue Link. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure. This was really a fun race to watch.
Indeed. I will just say to everybody, I have been Dr. Bobtastic. I will see you all at a later occasion, and I will give Blue Link the last word. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. We hope you had a good time. And if you're interested, at 7:10 Eastern, so in 45 minutes, we will have an open match on SpeedGaming Main between Hydropower and TJ Maelstrom. So hopefully we will see you there.